Resource Mobilization for Small and Emerging. And goes by Twalangeti. Preamble. The book gives details of important actions which, if well undertaken by Tanzanian non-governmental organizations, NGOs, can help them to attain financial self-reliance, but I should from this onset stress that I do not claim that this manual is a magic bullet to challenges of resource mobilization faced by NGOs. While this book may be also useful for other forms of civil society organizations and networks, it however focuses primarily on NGOs which are registered under the NGO Act No. 24 of 2002, and more so the small and emerging NGOs operating in the Tanzanian NGO policy and legislative context. The author also borrows tips from NGO management gurus, among them but not limited to Alan Fowler, David Bonbright, Richard Holloway, Sarah Gibbs, Piers Campbell, Fernando Vincent, John Bennett, and Resource Alliance. Other authors whose hints have been fused in this manual are John Hopkins Institute for Policy Studies, Murray Culshaw, Roshni Sharma, Kumi Nadu, Civicus World Alliance, Ian Smiley, John Haley, Michael Edwards, John Clark, Bruce Shearer, Leslie Fox, ICNL, Susan Petsulo, Maria Narayaga, Tango, FCS, NACO NGO, Zanzibar Resource Center, Rahima Badi, Korha, and many more local and international experts on resource mobilization for NGOs. The book also makes distinction between often confused notions of resource mobilization and fundraising based on Richard Holloway 2011 distinction. This book also touches on the many forms of resource mobilization and explains how undertaking planned actions in the identification, collection, and utilization of both foreign and local resources for the achievement of organizational mission and goal is done, and also explains how NGOs can use various resource mobilization strategies, with great emphasis being on the importance of NGOs ensuring accountability to stakeholders, government, donors, development partners, beneficiaries, peers, and society as a whole. The book also gives hints on how NGOs can maintain relationships with resource providers so as to sustain their means of acquiring resources, hinting that resource mobilization is a process that involves identifying the resources essential for the development, implementation, and continuation of work of achieving the organization's mission. Korha 2010. The preamble also touches on the issue of the three sectors of the modern political economy and the interconnection among the three sectors of the modern political economy, which are the state, business, and third sector, or rather the citizen sector, in resource mobilization. In essence, the author tries to highlight the positive scope of Tanzanian NGOs and their potential by providing examples and tips which NGOs can use in mobilizing resources from both local and external sources. The author also gives a gist of how local NGOs can use foreign resources to build self-reliance and sustainability, and emphasizes that the most key resource for an organization is the human resource, because it is the human resource that mobilizes and manages other resources. The book also explains the internal and external challenges faced by NGOs according to a survey undertaken by Tanzania National Council of NGOs NACO NGO in 2017. The book further gives a gist of what an NGO needs to do before engaging in any resource mobilization, starting by the formation of resource mobilization teams, as is advised by Barnard and Walkers in their 1994 book titled Strategies for Success Guide. The book places a premium on the issue of financial resource mobilization because it is a key resource that all NGOs need to be able to function and carry out their work properly. Further, this book advises NGOs to look more for local resources, meaning financial and non-financial contributions from the community for project implementation. The local sources of funding include individual citizens, local governments, businesses, institutions, or other local and community actors, and of the many advantages this has as are outlined therein. The book also points readers to what motivates donors and givers to support NGOs, which if well understood will help NGOs to get more givers. The book also advises NGOs to learn ways of behaving business-like, because business-like behavior is important if NGOs have to get earned income. The author also touches on the concepts of not-profit making and not-for-profit sharing and gives the distinction of the two concepts. And because the funding space in Tanzania is shrinking, the book shows NGOs how they can earn income rather than only depend on donations and grants. Contents. Part 1, Resource Mobilization. 1.4 Thoughts 2. Strategies and categories of resource mobilization. 4. Individual philanthropy. 5. Building grassroots organizations. 6. Earned income. 7. Access to public funding. 8. Funding from corporations. 9. Funding from foreign donors/agencies. 10. Internet fundraising. 11. Social investments. 12. Non-financial resources. 13. Indigenous foundations. Part 2, Proposal Writing. What is the importance of a proposal? What challenges are attendant to proposal writing? What is a proposal? How many types of funding are there? What are the terms used in proposal writing? What is project design? What are the elements of a proposal? How does one format a proposal? What are project goals, objectives and activities? How does one develop indicators? What is budget planning? How does one undertake M&E and report on projects? What is due diligence? What are the other factors to consider in proposal writing? What is priority setting for NGO funding in Tanzania? Part 3, Monitoring and Evaluation. Introduction and purpose of M&E. What is effective monitoring? What is evaluation? What is the monitoring and evaluation framework? What are goals and objectives and how are they formulated? What are activities and how are they formulated? What are indicators and how are they formulated? What are M&E tools? How does one develop a logical framework? What is the theory of change and why is it important? How do we develop theories of change? What are objective or result statements? What are critical assumptions? What are performance indicator statements? What are project or proposal measurement methods and data sources? Please call Mr. Twalangeti, phone +25574 347 1971, email cbtongo@yahoo.com or ziajan@yahoo.com. Pay TSH 25,000 and click here to read the whole book.